Did anybody else play the horniest and most criminal games on their iPads and phones as a child, or was that just me? Like, my parents were so fucking dumb, and I'm their first child, that they had no idea about child safety, and got, like, ran with that shit. I was a horny kid. I don't know what the fuck was going on. There was this one game that I used to play in particular, okay, it was like IMTV or something, IMVT or some shit like that. 18 plus, bitch. I didn't have child lock on my phone or app safety center or nothing. I logged into that shit, customized my character. I had the biggest titties ever, the fattest R. I was anime girl to the extreme, okay, like hentai. Pink hair, had a cow outfit on, like cropped nipples just covered, okay, like that. And then I'd pick a server, and in those servers you'd have sex dungeons, okay, demonic room, bar. Basically, I used to get freaky with loads of random men on the line. Okay, I did. Back shots, road dick, at pussy. I did everything as a child on my phone, and my parents had no idea. With that story mode game, bitch, I was lesbian, gay as a man, and straight. I went through every sort. I tasted the rainbow, bitch. Every time a story got boring too, I skipped. I found a new one. If the story was not gut-wrenchingly freaky, like sex, I turned it off. I watched porn for the first time ever when I was 7 years old. Yeah. Like, from that point onwards, I think it, like, altered my brain chemistry because I wanted to become a stripper so bad. Like, you can ask my mother. I was adamant on becoming a stripper, and I was for, like, 4 or 5 years. Even in secondary school. I was like, I'm gonna be a stripper, I'm gonna be like a Pornhub bitch, girl. I don't know if it's like a one-off experience or if everybody just did weird shit as a child, but like, I feel like I did some really weird criminal shit. Like, I don't know how many men I groomed. Like, I wasn't the one getting groomed. I was the groomer. I was going after that dick, bro. That online pixel dick. I wanted it so bad. I was feral for it. I didn't even know what sex was. I was just having fun. Yeah.
I genuinely think we should make it a new law that if a guy tells you he is single, you should be entitled to 5 minutes of unsupervised snoop time on his phone, and I'm going to tell you my why. So today, I'm sitting in a coffee shop, right, minding my business, doing my work, when all of a sudden I get a text from a number I don't have saved. So immediately I go and I check it, and I got a hey girly text, and I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck could I be getting a hey girly text when I'm not in a relationship, right? I'm not unhinged, I'm not actively going on dates. How am I getting a hey girly text? Well, all of this leads back to 2 weekends ago when I was at Jackdaw, okay? And I'm making eye tag with this guy in the bar. Eventually we start talking, right? And the first thing that I asked this man, first thing after his name, his age, and where he went to school is, do you have a girlfriend? I look him dead in the face. I say, do you have a girlfriend? He tells me no. I then pivot, turn to his friend, and I say, is he telling the truth? The friend says yes, okay? That's not good enough for me. I double down. I say, is there anybody that thinks that they are your girlfriend? Both of them say no. Okay, so I give him my phone number. The conversation progresses, and he tells me that him and his roommate are going back to their apartment because there's like an apartment party happening, and he invites me and my friend to come. We're like, sorry, we already have plans. However, Liv is throwing a darty tomorrow. You guys should come, okay? So I get his number. Later on in the night, I text him the address, I text him the time, and I say, hope to see you. Okay, the following day, he texts me on my way. Okay, there's like an hour into the darty. I just get a text on my way. 15 minutes later, he shows up. He has 2 friends with him, okay? And I want you to understand that this man has graduated college, and I am in college, and this is a darty of me and my college friends. And there are endless things to do in the city on a hot sunny Saturday, okay? But he chooses to come to this darty. He and I are talking. My friends are all talking to his friends. He stays for 2 full hours. Like, the party moved from the roof to the apartment, and him and his friends came with, okay? He and I are talking, whatever. I'm thinking things are great. I ask my friends. I literally vet. I say, has he been texting anyone? They're like, no. I'm like, does he act a little sus? They're like, no, he seems totally fine, okay? So eventually he leaves. I'm still at the darty, and I text him, thanks for coming. He's like, of course, I had so much fun. Let me know what you're doing later, okay? So that's where he left it off. A few hours later, I respond. I said, I'm going to a birthday party right now, but tell me what you're doing later, okay? That's the last I heard from him. I think to myself, well, I must have just misread the situation. I got ghosted. Life goes on, okay? That brings us to today, when I got the text from the random number. Turns out that was his girlfriend, okay? So while he's doing all of this with me, he has a girlfriend, okay? And she texts me, she'd like seen my TikTok, and she had kind of put 2 and 2 together, and she had confronted him. And she's basically just saying that like they were together when this was all happening. And I immediately am like, oh my fucking God, I am so sorry. Like, I promise you that I did not know he had a girlfriend. Otherwise I would have never done anything. Like, that is not me. I'm so sorry. If there's anything you need from me, any proof, anything, let me know. She's being incredibly nice about it. She's like, don't worry about it, girl. You're not the only one involved. Like, it's obviously on him, not you. There's no way you could have known. She's being so nice. I keep profusely apologizing. Eventually the conversation goes on. We're exchanging details. We follow each other on Instagram, okay? So I go obviously to stalk her Instagram because I'm a girl, right? What else am I to do? When I tell you my jaw hit the floor, this is the most sickeningly stunning person I've ever seen. I was like, how the fuck could we even be in the same league? Like, I'm not gonna put my looks down. I think I'm conventionally attractive. This girl was drop dead stunning, and I immediately was like, how the fuck is he gonna fumble this girl, especially over me? Like, what the actual fuck? Come to find out, That same night he came to the darty, and then he asked me what I was doing later, and it didn't end up working out. He went to another girl's house, not his girlfriend, another girl's house, and slept with her. He had like 4 different girlfriends going on all at the same time while in a relationship with this one girl and still pursuing other girls. And honestly, the bottom line is I do not know a single one of my female friends that would act like this in a relationship. I also don't know a single one of my friends that would support my friend in a relationship acting like this. Like, if my friend in a relationship tried to pretend she was single, I'd be like, absolutely not. We're not doing this, okay? Like, I ride for my girls, but not to that degree. I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to turn you in, but you need to stop what you're doing and you need to reflect, and you should probably not be in this relationship. How him and all of his friends completely ignored the fact that he had a girlfriend, showed up to this party, lied to my face, and then also he was lying to the other girl the entire time. Like, it actually makes no sense. And I really do believe that as a single female, like, I should get privileges to go through a man's phone before anything starts, because it's just a colossal waste of time.
A year ago, I was on this here app scrolling, minding my business, and across my FYP lands this gorgeous, gorgeous gentlewoman, okay? Just a bad bitch in boy clothes. And I was like, who is that? Immediately like, follow. Don't do no research. It is what it is. It's fine. I left it up to the Lord. I said, you will handle this. I know you will. Thank you. Now, I, at this point in time in my life, was outside. I was the mayor of outside. I had street signs with my name on it. I was running them up. If you followed me on this app during that time, you know 2 to 3 times a week I was on live getting ready for a date that somebody's daughter was taking me on. It was a time of my life. Now, I, for some reason, was still very drawn to this person. And every single time she would come on my timeline, I would leave a flirty comment. After like the first comment, she did follow me back, but it was quiet. Mums was the word. Now, mind you, she was making videos about like getting her pants tailored and shit. And I'm in the comments talking about, bitch, I'm trying to get in them. I don't give a fuck how they're constructed. Maybe I came on too strong. Who knows? So I started to give up. I'm telling people in my lives about this crush I got because I did my research eventually and found out, okay, well, she has a pretty huge audience. Like, people know who she is. Love that for her. Now I need y'all to make it work for me. People start putting my name in her chats, vice versa. Nothing still. One day, I'm getting ready for a date. She hopped in my live, and she's like, damn, you're always getting ready for a date. And I was like, fuck, it's supposed to be with you, though. It's supposed to be with you, though. She didn't hear it. She logged out that live immediately. I ran into her in real life at a party I went to with my friends. Saw her, beelined, walked over, handshake. My name's Mindy. What up? She literally introduced herself, turned around, kept talking to whoever she was talking to. Ooh, that hurt. That stung. That stung real bad. But I was like, there's no way she doesn't know. I'm literally your wife. So maybe like a month later, she starts talking about this birthday party that she's throwing herself in August. And I'm like, ah, man, I'm crashing that. So I tell all my friends, I get in the group chat and I'm like, y'all, this girl that I'm dating, her birthday party is this weekend. We got to make sure we look good and we got to make sure we pull up. She said where the spot was. I said, say less. Y'all, the amount of delusion I had in my body, I dead ass hosted a pregame party in my apartment with all of my friends to go to her party. And they thought that this was my bitch. Ooh. At the pregame, before we left, we all took a shot together and manifested. And my manifestation was that I was going to bring her home and fold her up. And they were like, girl, of course it's going to happen. I was like, y'all don't know that. I don't know that. Did it anyway. We get to the party, line wrapped around a building, beeline straight to the front. Tell the person, I'm dating the birthday girl. Let me in this bitch. This is why you got to make sure you look good everywhere you go. Because bad bitches, people move for bad bitches. What did they do? They said, say less, escorted us in. I'm rolling deep. I pulled up to this party with 7 people, okay? Baddies, girls and gays in that bitch. Get there, she not there. That's fine. That's fine. Better for me. What do? I say, let's get on the stage so she sees us when she walks in this bitch. We get on the stage. We take over that bitch. On there, dancing, living life, throwing ass. Eventually, I see her. She's walking across the party. She had just got there. What do? I lean down. I grab her shoulder. She looks up at me. I say, happy birthday. And she goes, Mindy from TikTok? Surprise! Surprise. Okay? Pull up on stage. We start chit-chatting. Eventually, she's like, okay, I'm gonna find you later. I gotta go say what's up to people, and I understand it's your party. Literally, everybody here is here for you. She never came to find me later. And after a few hours, my friends were like, oh, we're gonna go smoke hookah at the spot, like, we finna dip. So I'm like, all right, cool. Last shot, y'all. I'm so persistent. Oh my God. Last shot. I see her at the bar. I walk up to her and I was like, hey, I understand that you're probably gonna be devastated, but I gotta go. So, reading your mind, I know you really want my number, and I thought about it for a second, and I think you deserve it. So here it goes. She ignored the part about my number, and she was like, y'all gonna go smoke hookah? It's my birthday. I'm coming too. I said, okay. My homegirl called an Uber XL. We all get in the car. We all finna get in the car. And she had called her own car. I see her hanging out that bitch. And she literally says, Mindy, you riding with me. That birthday was a year ago this weekend, okay? I am throwing my girlfriend a birthday party. It's kind of like a mini anniversary. Hey, if y'all want to, y'all should pull up. I'm gonna insert the flyer. Maybe y'all can meet the love of your life too. Never give up, never back down. Now, if they're scared and if you're doing a lot, don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't stalk them. But if you know, within reason, I feel like I'm talking to a few crazies right now. Don't do it if you know they already said, I'm good. But never give up, never back down. I love girls I adore.
Storytime about how I low-key went off the rails last summer and learned the hard way that Benadryl is not something to be messed with. Warning, this is one of the most insane stories of my entire life. Do not do anything that I do in this story. So it was like June 2025. I wake up one morning and I'm like, I'm gonna hang out with this guy that I'm talking to. I was super into him. If you go back and like watch my old TikToks from the time, like I talked about him a bunch, like I was pretty down bad for this guy. Mind you, it was only like 9 or 10 in the morning because I tried to do all of this before my dad got up, and he usually sleeps in pretty late until like noon or 1, so if I ever was like sneaking out, it was in the morning instead of at night, if that makes sense. So he picks me up and we start drinking. Because what else are we gonna do at 9 or 10 in the morning? And then we ended up going back to his house at some point, which I barely remember literally hardly anything of. I do know that we ended up getting freaky, but I don't remember any of it, and he never felt the need to share those details with me, so... Anyways, the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital, and I'm like freaking my shit out. Because apparently, the guy took me home. I have no recollection of that, but I went back to bed, and my dad tried to wake me up later, and he was having a hard time waking me up. And when I did wake up, I was not speaking coherently, obviously, because I was blacked out. So I come to my senses in the hospital, crying. I'm calling my friends. I'm calling the guy. I'm calling everyone I know, seeing if they can come pick me up from the hospital, because my dad won't let me come home with him unless I pee in a cup. I'm still trying to convince him that I'm not under the influence of anything. Literally should have just taken the L, told him what I did, and gone home with my dad. Would have been as simple as that. Story could have ended here. But nobody could come pick me up. And time's going by, I'm getting more stressed out. My dad also told me that he found my yart behind my bed, so now I don't have anything for when I go home, which at the time was the scariest thing to me. The guy was trying to come get me, but his dad took his keys because he found the empty cans in his car, which, like, yeah, obviously, like, this whole situation, so stupid looking back. Eventually, I'm like, okay, screw this. This is so stupid. I wait until nobody's keeping an eye on my hospital room, and I literally just run out of the ER. They didn't discharge me or anything, I just left. My phone is about to die at this point. I'm like, okay, we're gonna walk down the street to the Target, we're gonna steal a charger, sorry, but like I didn't have money on me. Steal some Benadryl because I had never tried it before, but I knew that people used it for that purpose and I didn't have anything else. So I was like, you know what? Now's the time. We're gonna try that. Horrible idea. Absolutely horrible idea. No idea what I was thinking. But yeah, I find the allergy medicine. I shove it down my pants because of course I didn't have pockets. Couldn't have been wearing anything with pockets during this whole situation. Yeah, shove the Benadryl down my pants, go into the bathroom, just start one after the other. That's when my phone dies and I hear my dad calling my name into the bathroom because he tracked my phone there and then it died. So he's like, Marin, come with me, let's go home. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I get to go home. I didn't have to pee in a cup. It works. And so I get in the car and I plug my phone into the car charger and he's not turning the car on. He's just sitting there and he's lecturing me and he's not turning on the car. And I'm like, hey, can you turn on the car? I want to charge my phone. Can you turn on the car? I want to charge my phone. He yanks my phone out of my hands. So I like walked around to I got out of the car and I was like trying to grab it from his hands on his side of the car. And he like pushed, I don't even remember, but he ended up like pushing me out of the car and driving away. So now I'm in this Target parking lot. It's like 10 p.m. and I have no phone, no money. Like I'm cooked. So I go back into the Target, still have like half a pack of Benadryl down my pants, and I'm going up to the employees and I'm like, hey, can I like log into my Instagram on your phone really quick? Like my dad, like I don't even know what I ended up saying, but I logged into my Instagram and I hit up my friend who I met in the mental hospital the summer before. Luckily, he could come get me. And so I was like, okay, this is great. We're going to have a fun ass night. This is going to be great. He pulls up to the Target and when we're walking out, he just has a handle of vodka. I don't even know where he got it from. Like, I did not see him take it. Like, I don't know. He was like a wizard with that. But yeah, at this point, I'm getting kind of excited. I'm like, okay, great. We're going to be like this is actually a good thing. Like, we're back. Like, I don't even have anything to worry about. So we go back to his house. He pours half of the handle into like a little plastic water bottle for me. So the only possessions I have are the allergy medicine in my pants and the water bottle full of vodka. I walk into his house and his dad sits me down on the couch and starts interrogating me for like 10-15 minutes. And we came up with like some story about why I needed to spend the night there. I don't even know what it was, but his dad was like the most terrifying person I'd ever met in my entire life. I had to sleep downstairs on the couch and I didn't have my phone. So I was just like laying there in the dark, like trying to fall asleep. And I had to leave by like 5 or 6 in the morning. The dad wanted me gone. So I had to get on my Instagram again on my friend's phone and I hit up another one of my friends and I was like, hey, can I come to your house really early in the morning? Luckily, he says yes. So now it's like 6 the next morning. I'm pulling up to this guy's house with nothing but my water that I still haven't taken a sip of and half a pack of Benadryl. And then I remember texting my dad off of his phone because I was like, I can't keep couch hopping forever. Like, I'm gonna have to talk to my dad at some point. Like, I might as well get it over with. I remember texting my dad off his phone, my dad saying he was gonna come get me, like, at whatever time. And then I remember me frantically trying to finish my Benadryl and, apparently, I don't remember doing this, but according to my friend, I chugged I do remember drinking like half of it, and then I apparently also chugged the rest of the water. So now the rest I don't really coherently remember at all, but I've pieced it together from what other people have told me and from what little bits and pieces I do have in my memory. So obviously I blacked out. Apparently I ended up getting freaky with that guy too, only I didn't know until about 4 or 5 months later he told me. But basically I said I was gonna go for a walk. He said he was gonna come with me. But by the time he went to go get his shoes, I was already gone and he didn't know where I went. Apparently I stumbled into some random vet clinic that was nearby, and I knew what my dad's phone number was, apparently. So they called an ambulance because I was like really not in good shape, and they also called my dad. So I end up in the hospital again, only this time I'm in full-on psychosis from the Benadryl. I'm in my own little world. I'm talking about platypuses. I was fully not even there. Like, I don't know. I was trying to fight everybody. I feel so bad about that. Like, they literally had me, like, chained down to the bed because I was, like, literally trying to, like, fight everyone because I didn't know what was going on. Like, I feel so freaking bad. Then when they were gonna discharge me from the hospital, my dad was just gonna take me home with him, which obviously, like, what the hell else would happen? Whoa, this can't possibly continue on any longer, can it? Yep, it sure can. Come back for part 2.
Do you guys want to hear some tea and some drama? People, you're never gonna fucking me, because it's my tea, it's my drama. Let's get into it. You guys may be sitting here wondering, Morgan, why the location change? Why aren't you sitting at your kitchen counter delivering us this hot tea? Oh, it's because I'm fucking homeless right now. Yeah, I don't have a house, like, or a home. And this isn't even my car. It's my sister's car. Yeah, I'm a tiny itty bitty bit fucked right now, chat, but let me tell you about how we fucking got here, okay? And I'm gonna be completely raw and honest and vulnerable, and I'm gonna tell you some, like, pretty fucking embarrassing things about myself. But I want to be transparent, okay? First and foremost, let's start with the number one thing. You guys are a little confused, being like, wait a minute, live with your mom? Yeah, I did. I live with my mom. I did. That's the one aspect of my life I've been secretive and actually just straight up lying about, because I was really fucking embarrassed at the fact that I'm as old as I am and I lived at home. And I lied and made it sound like we lived apart. We didn't. We haven't. And for fucking 4 years, I've lived with my mom. Last 4 years. If I'm being completely honest and vulnerable and transparent again, the reason I lived with my mom was because I honestly went through pretty depressed time. I'm sure you guys have seen my old videos because a million fucking accounts are just stealing all my shit now. I used to be like 100 pounds heavier, and now I'm way lighter. I've been trying to dig myself out of a fucking hole. I fucked up my credit. I sold my car because I thought I was going to move to Australia. That didn't last for all that long. So I haven't had a car. I've been trying to get back on my own 2 feet. I was trying to get like a big girl job because and it's not a big girl job. That sounds fucked up because I hate when people said that when I bartended. I was trying to get a salaried position and just, I've been trying to get out of this hole. And then this TikTok thing happened. And now I'm making a little bit of money from it. Like, I'm fucking trying to get out of a fucking hole that I dug myself out of, and I've been trying. And my mom has fucking derailed me at every goddamn turn of me trying to get out of this fucking hole. So let me tell you all about this shit, because I'm telling you, I genuinely believe my mom is a fucking narcissist. I'm not being funny. I genuinely, my heart of hearts, she can't be wrong. She makes sure that, like, I think that I am so incapable of, like, doing anything for myself. She makes it seem like I am so stupid and helpless and, like, I need her. And then every time I get a little bit further ahead to try and, like, become an adult, she rips the rug out. So let me tell you about why I'm fucking homeless right now. It all started back on, well, I mean, it's been happening for a couple months now, where it's like I take 1 step forward, 2 steps back with her, and I'm trying. So we were transferring units from like our old unit to a new unit. I am coming into some money on the 15th of this month. I had told my mom, I go, hey, on the 15th of this month, I want to get my own place. And I said, I'll have enough money to afford this unit. How about you go to like the new unit, and instead of moving in on May 1st, you move in May 15th, because then I can just stay here in this unit. I can afford it. It'll be easy. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm sick of helping you. I am sick of it. No, you can figure this out. I am not doing that for you. We are going to go to this new unit, and then on the 15th, in 2 weeks, when you have your money, like an adult does, then that's when you can figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. And I was like, bro, I'm asking for just 2. Can you just not transfer for 2 weeks? That's all I'm asking. No. So I was like, cool, great, thanks. So we transfer over to this new unit, right? She tells me moving day is Saturday, and I tell her, like, I already have plans. Okay, like, I have plans already. You didn't say it was gonna be fucking Saturday. What the fuck? She hires movers, and they move everything but my stuff. Everything, like my boxes, my bed frame, my furniture. And I come back on Sunday, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? She goes, it is not my problem to move your shit. And I was like, you had movers move your stuff and not mine? She goes, you can figure it out. That's what adults do, right? I was like, fucking, I guess. So here I am with a bell cart in my building, just lugging boxes one by one by one. She goes, yeah, and it has to be done by 5 p.m. today. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Like, it's a Sunday. There's nobody in the leasing office. It can be done on fucking, like, Monday at 9 a.m. when, like, the keys are technically, like, actually due. She's like, no. And I was like, yes. Like, and also you're royally fucking me for me trying to find people that can help me move, like, a bed and a dresser and shit. Like, you're fine. So then about, I don't know, 8 p.m. on Sundays, I'm like lugging all my shit. She opens up the door of the old unit and she goes, what the fuck, Morgan? What the fuck, Morgan? And I was like, what? She goes, I told you those fucking keys had to be back by 5. You are such a disrespectful little fucking bitch. And I was like, bro, you're freaking the fuck out over nothing. It can be, like, the keys can be back to them tomorrow when they open at 9. Who are you going to turn the keys into right now anyway? She goes, I knew you couldn't fucking do this. I fucking knew you couldn't do this. That's why I have people here to help me. Boys, can you come in? And she had like 2 guys with her to like come and help her. And I go, so you wanted me to fail all along? She goes, no, I just knew you couldn't do it. Yeah, so I had to call backup. I go, what is your fucking why do you fucking do this? And she goes, get the fuck out of my house. And I go, it's our house. She goes, oh, baby girl, it's not. Remember? It's only in my name because you were going to go get your own lease. So you're trespassing right now. And I was like, what? She goes, you're trespassing and I will call the fucking cops on you if you don't fucking leave. And I go, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? She goes, not my fucking problem. You have 2 minutes, and sets a timer on her phone. She's like, I will call the cops. And I know she will. She would call the cops on me in a fucking heartbeat. So I was like, oh my God. So I grab a backpack and start just throwing shit in. The only thing I managed to grab was 3 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of underwear, some socks, and my contact case, and my phone charger. And she's like, get the fuck out, screaming at me. And I'm like, oh my God. So I call B-Dog and D-Dog crying, and I'm like, can I just stay with you for the night until she fucking calms down? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, we'll come get you. So they come and get me. I'm sobbing, of course. And then I get just this fucking nasty text from my mom being like, you do not fucking live here anymore. You know what? You are so toxic. You are so fucked up. You got to figure this out on your own now, little girl, because I'm done. And I go, what about all my stuff? She goes, the next time I see you, you can come get all your stuff, but you're only allowed to come back 1 time. So if you need to come back for more clothes, that's fine, but then your shit's gone. I was like, what's your fucking problem? And her and I had already talked about a plan. She knew I had a plan to move out. There's a building I wanted to move to that had my dream unit available June 18th. And I also said that's a better timing for me because I'd have another month to make some more money until I get a few things off my credit so my deposit wouldn't be fucking huge. And she's like, I love that you're doing this. I absolutely love that you're growing up and like you're getting it. Like, I love this. I'm like, cool. So she knew June 18 was my move, like the day I was going to move into my own space. Because she already fucked me not waiting 2 weeks. So then I was like, all right, I'll make a plan B. I'm going to go to this new building. It'll be good. Well, then she just says, you don't live here anymore. Figure it the fuck out. And I was like, are you fucking insane? Like, you keep doing this to me. You keep ripping the fucking rug out from under me. I had a plan. And then she goes, it's amazing how you get into a little bit of money and you think that you don't have to pay me back for all these things that I paid for you. And I go, I didn't know I had to. You like literally never told me. She goes, oh, see, that's your fucking problem. See, you're just fucked. You only take care of you. You're fucked in the head. You're fucked. And I was like, I'm done. Because what she wants me to do is basically be so fucked for the next, like, however long this is going to be. Then I come crawling back to her. And then she goes, fine. Well, then you have to sign a contract that you owe me all this, like, money. I'm not doing it. I would rather figure it out for the next however long this lasts than lean into her. I'm going to be okay. I'm coming into money on the 15th, like, so in, like, a week. I already put in my application for that building I wanted to move to into, a different unit. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be approved. Yeah, my deposit's going to be fucking insane. I can't go back to that fucking house. I can't do it. I'd rather be homeless right now than deal with this anymore. I feel like I am the biggest loser, piece of shit. I feel like I'm unlovable because she's in my head. And I don't want $1 from you guys. Like, I love that you guys are being sweet and kind and being like, go find me. No, I'm coming into money. I have money coming. I just would rather figure it out on my own than go back. Whew. Okay, so there's that.
Guys, I want to tell you guys a story of my experience with, from what I think was a cannibal when I was 15 years old. So I met this guy. He lived in my city. And by the way, he's famous. Like, he has 2 million followers, and he hasn't posted in a really long time. And when I go to his page, people are like, oh, where are you? Like, he's doing a mental health break. No, babe. No. If you look his name up on the internet, it says blank allegations. I think he has too many victims that have posted stuff. And I think he's paying people off, because when you click on those search recommendations, it's just a bunch of nothing. It takes you to his TikTok, and DMCAs are a thing. So and I understand DMCAs. You can pretty much get anything you want taken down if you pay somebody. So basically, I met this guy. The first time we ever hung out, he was like, you're not wearing that, go inside, and changed my outfit. And before you think, oh, he was dressing you a little bit more modest, no, this guy literally picks out like the skimpiest outfit ever. He turns my crop top into a bra and my jeans into a skirt, which I didn't really care. I was, at the time, you guys, living with my sisters in an apartment, and my mom and her boyfriend lived 2 hours away, and we were all just attending the high school down the street. So I didn't really have much, and he was buying me groceries that day, so I was like, period, a man I can use. And that sounds really horrible, but I was in like fight or flight my whole growing up. So the first time I ever hung out with him, it really wasn't that bad. All he did, though, that was like red flaggish, was like he brought up an ex. He was like, oh, like, I hurt my ex so bad, like, and I'm just thinking, like, oh, like, maybe he, like, cheated on her, like, you know, like, and so I was rebounding with this guy. I just got my heart broken, so I was like, oh, like, what happened, you know, like, what's the problem, why, and he was like, oh, like, I hurt her, and now, like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, by hurt, did he mean, like, try to eat her, like, okay, so he already was, like, verbally abusive on, like, day 2 of us hanging out. I was in this man's car, and I was VAPING, and he snatched out my hands, and he was, like, pointed at a homeless guy, and he was like, do you want to be fucking homeless? Like, getting in my face, yelling at me, calling me, like, a lowlife, basically. And I'm just, like, crying, begging him to stop. Like, this man's in my face, screaming at me, and I'm like, please stop. Like, okay, like, and he's like, you're sleeping at my house tonight, and I'm taking these, and you're going 24 hours without them if you want them back. So he, like, has my stuff. So I stay the night at his house that night, and I throw up of anxiety, and I get my stuff back in the morning. And I should have left, but I was 15 at this time, and I didn't have, like, any self-respect at all. And evil enough, this is, like, the best influence I have in my life at the time. He doesn't want me doing bad stuff, like, okay, so one day, another time I stayed the night at his house, he was like, what are your grades? Let me see your grades. And I'm like, oh my god. I show him my grades, and he's just like, you know, like angry once again, mad, like, you're sorting this out right now. So he brings me over to his desk, and he's like, sit on my lap, and he forces me to write an email to every single teacher that I had a bad grade in their class, and explain myself, and like basically ask for extra credit and chances to fix my grades. And so he's like forcing me to do this, and he's like, if you can get your grades up, I will buy you a SIM card. But I will just buy you a SIM card because I need to be able to get a hold of you. So, free SIM card? Question mark. Obviously, it's very questionable, very weird. And so one night I come over to his house, and that night he had just bought a ring light, and I help him set it up. And he's like, let's use this ring light, like, let's do a photo shoot. I have like a great idea in mind. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm down for photo shoots, because he was pretty TikTok famous. Like, I think at the time he had like 800K on TikTok. This was in 2020. And so we would do like photo shoots, because I had like 15K on TikTok at the time. So we would do like photo shoots and things like that. So he's like, okay, so take your clothes off and lay on the bed like this. So like helps me get situated in a position. He's like setting his phone. He's like, I will be right back. And he comes back with a knife and a fork and records everything. And then he's like, with the photos of it, he sends it to my phone, and like takes my phone and posts it to my private Instagram, so that my like ex, who wasn't my ex, would see it. And yeah, he made me post it. A very inappropriate, violent photo. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm never hanging out with this man again. Like, this is so odd. I want to go home. So he takes me home, and as I'm shutting my apartment door, he's like, can I come in? Like, and I'm, yes, you can come in. Like, I have to go to bed soon. I'm tired, you know? I just wanted to be able to hit my stuff without him getting angry at me. So I'm like, oh, please hurry. And he comes to my house, and he's like, sit on my lap, and he's like talking to me. And he's like, you know, like, do you know who my idol is? And I'm like, who's your idol? And he says, Ted Bundy. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense after the last ordeal. So anyways, I cut him off. I don't say anything. I simply ghost him. And I'm like avoiding this problem. I ghost him. So after a couple of days of ghosting him, he's like spamming me, nonstop texting, like, where are you? Answer me. And I'm just avoiding him, staying at my neighbor's house at the time, because I had like a neighbor next door who also didn't have parents, who was my age. And he was like my best friend at that time. I'm staying at his house, and I come home to my apartment just to grab some stuff, to grab some face wash, my toothbrush and stuff, because I was kind of living with my friend at this time. And I didn't have a key to this apartment. None of us had a key to this apartment, and he knew that. My mom, for some reason, like out of punishment, like took the apartment keys so that we couldn't lock the door anymore. I don't know what it was about. I think it was so nobody would lock the door. And so he knew that my door didn't lock. And I come home one day, and I go in my elevator on the way to the apartment room, and I like smell the air, and I'm like, it really smells like this guy. Like, it smells like he was in here. And I'm walking down the hall to my apartment, and I'm like, what? It actually smells like he's here. I open my apartment door, and I go inside, and is he in here? And I go into my bedroom, and there's an outfit laid out on my bed. So yeah, anyways, that was a whole ordeal. I ended up running away, not because of him. And by the way, my sister to this day is always like, how, dude, he knew you didn't have a fucking key. Like I can't believe you put us in date. Like, my sister gets mad about it. Like, this guy was so creepy. So even my friend too, my home girl that I lived with, like, she knew about all this. He was harassing me in my TikTok comments going off when I was living with her. And there was this, like, TikTok of him, like, to this audio where it's like, run, rabbit, run, or something like that. And every time we'd hear it, she would, like, scream. And she was like, we were, like, scared because we would, like, envision him because he was, like, this in the fucking video. And oh my gosh, traumatizing. And I didn't really register it until I turned 16. I was like, that's really weird. Oh, and I just want to say, you guys, I was 15 when this all happened, and when I met him I thought he was 18, but I just looked up his age and he's 4 years older than me. So
this is gonna be a story about my first date ever, aka the worst date I have ever been on and hopefully will ever be on. This is crucial context. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so I was not allowed to date in school, never had a boyfriend, never had a first kiss, none of that in school ever. So when I left the religion at 18, one of the first things I did was download a dating app because, like, I just felt so behind. I felt like everyone had their first kiss. I felt like everyone was hooking up already. I felt behind. So I was like, I need to do this for me. I was in my, like, empowerment stage. I was like, this needs to happen. So I download all the dating apps. I matched with this guy on Bumble. Oh god, just thinking back on it, it's like bringing up all these old feelings. This was 4 years ago, and I kind of trauma blocked half of this shit out, so bear with me here. I had very, very low self-esteem, so I was very intimidated by men. I didn't think men would ever like me. Never thought I would be able to have a boyfriend. Never thought anyone would ever love me. Whatever. All that to say is this is not someone that I would pick out in a line of men. He was like a gamer dude. If you're a gamer guy, this is food coloring. If you're a gamer guy, no shade to you, but just not my type, personally. We're talking, this dude tries to mold me into his perfect gamer girlfriend. He, makes me download Discord. I don't know anything about gaming, games, anything like that. I never heard of Discord, but he makes me download Discord. He shows me how to play League of Legends. So for about a month, we're just talking on Discord, getting to know each other, and our humor is there, but, like, looking back, it's like, oh, girl, you could have done so much better. Anyways, about a month into talking online, he's like, okay, we should meet up. I'm like, cool. So he's like, I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory. Oh, by the way, I was 18. This man, I'm pretty sure, was either 23 or 24 at the time. Keep that in mind. Looking back, I wouldn't have done any of this, okay? Looking back, I'm such a different person right now, but at the time, the girl that I was then is not the girl that I am now. The girl that I was then, she was so desperate. Poor girl, she was so desperate for any male attention, for anybody to love her, for anything. Okay? I'm like, cool, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. The day of, I'm getting ready, I'm excited, I got my best little fit on, I'm doing my little makeup. And then I get a text from him that's like, hey, forgot to mention, my friend is coming from out of town and he's staying with me because it's his birthday. Would you mind if he comes to Cheesecake with us and eats with us? Little old me is like, you know what? Sure. Your friend that I don't know you, but I'll definitely don't know your friend, can come with us on our first date, first time ever meeting, to Cheesecake Factory. Cool. Type shit. He's like, awesome. Oh, and also, by the way, I used to suck his dick in college. Now I'm looking for the cameras, cause what? Wait, one more time, rewind. I used to suck his dick in college. Obviously, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. Then he automatically is like, no, it's okay. It was a while ago, and we don't have feelings for each other. It was just a really hard time, and we were both stressed. we were both stressed, and it was platonic, and we just weren't getting any bitches, so we sucked each other's dicks one night. So little me, little 18-year-old, very, very naive me, is like, you know what? Okay, let's think about this. It was a while ago. You know, he says they were stressed. He says they were stressed, you know, that all they had was each other. You know, just two bros helping each other out. Right. So he was like, you know, I totally understand if this is like a turn off for you. I get it. But I just wanted to let you know, just so I could like have a good conscience going into this. I'm like, cool. You know what? Sure. To hell with it. You know what? Because we're just doing shit at this point. Sure. Again, I would never do this. 22-year-old me would never do this. But 18-year-old little me, she was like, you know what? I am gonna be okay with it just so I can go on this date. I just want to push myself. I want to go on a date. And that's literally all I wanted to do is go on a date. So I went with it. I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. Let's still go on the date. He's like, cool, I'm gonna pick you up. I walk outside, I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going on my first date, you know, woo! He pulls up. I see a sedan with not one man, not two men, which is what I was kind of expecting if it was gonna be him and his friend. No, not two men, not three men, 4 men inside of this Toyota Camry, Honda Civic, whatever the fuck it was. 4 men come to pick me up for my first date with this dude that I found on Bumble. I open the door. I see him in the driver's seat, the friend that he sucked his dick, in the passenger, 2 men in the backseat. I'm like, hey, who are all these folks? And he's like, yo, like, here's my friends. They all came to see my other friend that I sucked his dick in college that I just told you about 30 minutes before our date. They all came to see him for his birthday, and we're all gonna go to dinner together. What? I'm sorry, what? 22-year-old JL wouldn't do this, but 18-year-old JL got in the car still. I wish I could time travel and slap myself across the head, because what are you doing? But I get in the car with 4 random men. Multiple times in the story, I could have been harmed. I could have been greatly harmed, but it happened. It's in the past, so that's why I'm telling you guys this. I get in the car. Now, there's a Cheesecake Factory about 20 minutes from me. So I'm under the impression that's the one we're going to. So this man gets on the highway. He's driving, and he keeps driving. I'm like, all right, where the fuck are we going? Because Cheesecake Factory was about 3 exits ago. He's like, oh yeah, so we're actually going to go to the one close to my house. I'm like, close to where's your house? He says, oh, Kennesaw. Kennesaw? For those who don't know, I live in Atlanta. Kennesaw is about an hour away from Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm in a car with 4 fully grown men driving about an hour away from my house to go to Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We're all caught up? All right. We finally get to Cheesecake Factory. It takes a second for us to be seated. Oh, no, wait. I forgot about this. Oh, my God. We pull up to Cheesecake Factory. Everyone gets out the car. I officially, like, shake everyone's hands. It's so awkward and weird thinking about it. And then I hug him, and then it's, like, weird. And then the trunk starts opening. I look. Another man crawls out the trunk. Another man crawls out the trunk. They're all laughing. They're like, oh my god, dude, I can't believe you survived. I'm like, what the fuck? 5 men. 5 men. With me at Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We enter the Cheesecake Factory. It takes us a while to get seated because there's 6 of us. It's not even a date anymore. It's just a birthday party, and I'm just some random girl that is there too. I order a pasta. He ordered a juicy steak. Remember that for later. It's me, him, his friends over here. It's so awkward because they're talking about games and shit I don't know about, and college. Apparently they all went to college together, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just trying to have some sort of interaction with the man I'm on a date with. There's a family behind us. There's a family behind us, and there's a little baby. I start doing this to the little baby because I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't know any of you, and I want to go home. I'm talking to the little baby. I'm like, hey, little baby, hey, little baby. The baby's laughing. My date looks back, sees I'm talking to the little baby. He's like, oh, that's so cute. I love a woman with maternal instincts. You would make such a good mother for my children. I don't think so. What? At this point, my face is sun-dried tomato red. I want to go home more than anything in the world. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just, I couldn't even tell you my thought process at the time, because like me right now would never do any of this. I don't know what was going on in that fucking little girl's brain, but I stayed there. The check comes out. He's like, oh, let's split it. Didn't pay for my food. So I'm like, cool. I finally get to go home. He's like, actually, let's go back to my house, guys, so we can pregame. Pregame what? My bad, I forgot this is actually your bestie's birthday celebration, and you don't give a fuck about me. Right, so we go back to his house. I'm in this random man's house. I meet his lesbian mom. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Anyway, yeah, they're drinking. I've never had an alcoholic beverage before. I'm 18 years old. Like, I've been a Jehovah's Witness my entire life. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting on the couch while they're pre-gaming. He tries to like start conversation with me a little bit. I'm on my phone scrolling. I'm looking at Ubers because at this point, like, I don't even need a ride home. I want to go home. But I'm looking at Ubers, and it's rush hour, and I'm an hour away from my house. So the Uber is costing $75 to $80. I am 18. I don't think I had I had a very low paying job at that time. I could not afford to pay $80 to go back home. So I'm literally stuck at this random man's house. I think he saw like how uncomfortable I was. So he was like, hey, why don't we like go out on a walk? There's a trail outside my house. I'm like, you know what? Sure, fuck it. Sure. I don't have anything to lose at this point. Fuck it. So we go. At this point, the sun is starting to set a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Like, honestly, like, I would rather just go home. I don't really want to be like out walking with some random man. And he's like, no, it's okay, I understand. Bro pulls out a pocket knife and hands it to me. He's like, here, take this. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can just whip it out. He was a very tall man. Definitely 2 times my body weight. And he gives me this puny ass little pocket knife. Looking back, I'm like, bro, that wouldn't have done shit. If this man actually wanted to harm me, that wouldn't have done shit. But my stupid ass took the pocket knife and wandered into this trail with this random man. We're walking, we're talking. He tries to hold my hand. I'm like, I don't want to hold your hand. I'm telling him all the shit about like my shit that I got going on. He's talking about his shit that he's got going on. And he's just all around a fucking weirdo. Bro tells me he has a breeding kink. I don't know what that is because I'm naive. I'm like, all right, don't know what that means. So he's telling me about it while we're in the dark in the middle of the forest in this walking trail. I'm like, oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't be here right now. This is a bad decision. So I'm like, you know what? I have to go home. I just cut him off. I was like, I have to go home. He's like, oh, all right, okay, I'll walk you back. We turn around and he's like, wait, before that, let me just, and then he swoops in, holds my face like this, and starts shoving his tongue in my mouth. That was my first kiss, by the way. And you know what? Because he just had a juicy steak from Cheesecake Factory, it tasted like steak. It tasted like steak and garlic and onions and tongue and gross. And I remember pulling back and spitting because I'm like, ew! It's so awkward at this point. I'm like, take me home. We get out the trail. We're back in his house at this point. And I'm like, okay, can you please drive me home? And he's like, yeah, I can in a second. Let me just, like, have some fun with my buddies. You know, he came all the way from out of town. He's here, and all of our friends are here. I'm like, you know, it's all right. I'm gonna just call an Uber. At this point, the Uber's a little lower. It's about $50. So I call myself a $50 Uber 1 hour away from my house. I get in that Uber and I never look back. I pay for the Uber, by the way. Naturally. I naturally pay for the Uber. And that was the weirdest date I have ever been on. There's so much other shit that I blocked out of my memory. Like, he had this weird relationship. Like, he had this weird, like, thing. Like, he was like, oh, can you wear overalls? Because I have this picture of my mom in these overalls, and I just love the way she looks in them. He had weird shit going on up there. He was not... It makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. Looking back, it honestly just makes me so sad that, like, the girl I was then, like, was so desperate to find love and so desperate to, like, be normal and, like, do normal shit that I thought this was my best option. And that's honestly what makes me the saddest. And it also freaks me out thinking, like, damn, I really could have died that night. If he wanted to harm me, he could have. He had multiple chances to. At the one point, there were 6 men. No, there were 5 men and 1 me. 18-year-old girl and, like, 22 to 24-year-old guys. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But also, what the fuck was he thinking? And it led to a whole bunch of other shit. Like, my dad ended up finding our messages, and he got really pissed at me. I mean, thinking back, it's like, obviously. But at the time, I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand me. It honestly caused a really big strain in our relationship. We're all good now, but at the time, it was rough. And then after I got home from that date, I broke down and cried. And then after that, I didn't go on another date until like 2 years from then, because I was so uncomfortable with men. I didn't even want to look at men. For a second there, I thought I was lesbian, because I was like, men don't even turn me on. Like, I'm not even attracted to looking at that shit, because that one man just fucking ruined it for me. But now I have a lovely boyfriend and I love him, so I guess everything worked out in the end. But yeah, that was the weirdest, disgusting, grossest, worst date that I've ever been on, and I would never do anything like that ever again. And I am so mad at myself for ever putting myself in that situation.